Magic Makers. I'm really excited about the yoga class we've got for today, and a little bit selfishly because I have really tight shoulders and neck. So we're going to be working on releasing really tight neck muscles and shoulder muscles. Just if you're on your computer a lot, on your phone a lot, looking down, this one will be great for you. And we're going to jump right into it. As with every class, I encourage you to set an intention for your practice. It can be one that you feel really resonates with you, or you can use the one that I have for today. And the one that I have today is really simple. It's I am enough. And just saying that I am enough, and having the idea that I'm enough right now as is, with this loving acceptance. I'm enough as I am, showing up on the mat and just allowing this time to really love into yourself. Okay, we're going to come into a kneeling position. If you need a block or a pillow underneath your hips, behind your heels, go for it. If not, just come onto the heels, holding the legs underneath you. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to twist over to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to the other side. So moving with the breath here. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twisting. Inhale up. We're going to do that a couple more times, just moving with the breath, and then we're going to hold. So the next time we come over, it's to my left. I'm going to have my right hand outside the left knee, or the reverse for you. My left hand just planted behind me for a little bit of support to lengthen through the spine. My right hand's outside the left knee to help gently twist over to the left. I want you guys to really pay attention when you're twisting in any position today, to really find just a lightness with the neck and not force the gaze to look over your shoulder. That's not necessary, but just to keep the gaze right in front of you, right in front of your chest. Think of these as like beams of light, and you're following the gaze from your chest forward. Okay, we're going to inhale back up to center. Exhaling over to the opposite side. For me, that's to the right. Left hand outside the right knee. Right hand helping to lift up out of the lower spine, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Big deep breaths here. Every inhale on a twist, we want to lengthen. Every exhale, we gently twist. Back to center, inhale up. If this is bothering your feet at all, we can change the position. We can come into with the legs just crossed in front of us, so that's another option too. So I'm going to show that. You can stay kneeling if you want, but if you prefer this, go for it. So we're going to inhale the arms up, and we're going to exhale, dropping the left hand down, right arm reaches overhead. You can start to just kind of inchworm the fingers away as you find length through the right side body. And from here, just letting the neck go. You can tilt the chin up if that feels good, or tuck it in and roll down. And from here, I like to straighten the top arm out, reaching it away from me. Oof, that feels good even right there. So energy through the fingertips, stretching through the neck, all the way through the muscles that connect to the shoulder, top of the arm. I'm even feeling it in my forearm. So again, play with the neck here, or the head here, and gently rotate. Again, very gentle. And then bring the chin back in towards the chest, and gently let the fingertips come down on the right side. Left fingertips reach up and then over. Start to inchworm the bottom hand away from you, finding length in both sides of the body. And from there, just start to gently play and explore what feels good for your neck. Always slow and very intentional. Tilting the chin up, and then gently lengthen the top arm away. Send energy out through those fingertips. You should feel a really nice stretch all through the arm, the shoulder, the left side of the neck. I have to close my eyes on this one. It always just feels so good and so needed. Okay, coming back up. We're going to roll over the knees, or just coming into kneeling if you aren't there already. I'm going to just turn to the side so you can see me from the side angle. So we're going to come back into this kneeling position if we're not there already. And we're gonna plant the hands on the knees here, doing some cat-cow from this position rather than all fours. So we're gonna inhale, bring the chest forward, bring the gaze up, and even before we do that, you're gonna tuck the chin in and then let the head go back. Exhale, pull the belly button in, and like a wave through your spine, bring the chin in towards the chest. From here, through the base of the spine first, bring the chest forward, inhaling, and then look up, carefully look up and back. Exhale, starting with the base of the spine always first, head goes last, and continue this motion with the wave a couple more times. Opening up through the thoracic spine and the neck. Feels really nice. So when we're having a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders, it can often sometimes be from the side body being tight or from the shoulders. So it's nice to do lots of angles to try and release the tension all around the surrounding areas, not just isolate into one specific spot. So from here we're going to do some mobility for the shoulders. So we're going to puff up through the upper back, really round through, make it as big as you can, and then we're going to drop the chest down. So scapular mobility here. Puff up, round through those shoulders, and then drop the chest in. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Puff up. This is actually where we want to be in our planks a lot of the time. And push-up position, we want to start here, puffing up, spreading through the upper back, and then drop the chest down, shoulder blades together. I'm going to do a couple more times. And if you're having a hard time getting this, it does take a little bit of coordination. It just is kind of a weird thing to figure out for your body. I'm going to show you, you can do this kneeling as well. So reaching the arms out, I'm going to puff up, push the hands away a little bit, and then pull them back into the socket. Push away, and pull back, keeping the arms straight. Push away, and pull back. Just warming up, getting some blood flowing to the area can really be the most effective way. By even engaging those muscles, it helps release the tension. So it's a little bit counterintuitive. Okay, we're going to come to ragdoll position. So we're just going to come with the feet hips distance and release the chest onto the thighs. Let the head go here. If you'd like to clasp opposite elbows, go for it. And from there, if it feels good, you can start to straighten through the backs of the legs. Keep shaking out the head, yes and no. Tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling. Take some big breaths here. Big inhale. Let the lungs fill like a balloon and lift away. And then exhale. Let the draw down, deflating down the legs, letting it lengthen down the legs. Make sure you're not holding on to tension in the neck and like looking ahead on the floor. You want to actually be looking back at your knees, letting the top of the head fall down towards the earth. From here, we're going to release the hands and gently roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, keeping those knees bent until we get up to the top and roll those shoulders up and back. A couple times. Here we go. Big rolls up and back. Nice. Inhale. Arms reach overhead. Big sweep with the arms. As you exhale, we're going to bend slightly through the legs, long through the spine, reaching down. Inhale, lengthen. Hands come to the shins, just below the knees. And then exhale, we're going to step back with the right foot and then the left, coming into downward facing dog. Or if full chaturangas or modified chaturangas are in your practice, you can go for it. Going through chaturanga, up dog, and meeting us back in downward facing dog. From here, inhale the right leg up, exhale, bring it through, planting the foot in between the hands. We're going to keep the back knee lifted if possible. If you need to drop it down, go for it in a low lunge, and inhale up, arms reach overhead. Big inhale here, exhale, settle. On our next inhale, we're going to straighten through the right leg. As you exhale, cactus arms, pulling the elbows down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull shoulder blades down the back. Inhale up. This time we're going to hold cactus arms, really opening up through the chest. So again, right, focusing on the whole area around the shoulders, around the neck that can hold a lot of tension. Oftentimes we're doing the opposite of this motion. So we really need to stretch through the chest muscles. Inhale one more time. And as you exhale, we're going to plant the hands, stepping back to downward facing dog. At any point, you're welcome to add a vinyasa, which means going through chaturanga and up dog, but I'm not going to be showing that here. But you can join back with us in down dog, and then bring the left leg up, and then through in between the hands. Walk the hands up to the left knee for a lunge. From here, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, let the breath out, let out any tension. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten through the left leg. Exhale, pull the elbows down, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, pull down, or you can call them goalpost arms. Inhale up. Last time holding here, squeeze the shoulder blades together down your back as you reach the chest forward, keeping the ribs in though. So right, stretching through the chest without poofing the ribs out. Keep the ribs knit in. One more breath, and exhale, hands down. Again, moving through vinyasa if you'd like, or meeting us in downward facing dog. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, right leg reaches high. Exhale, bring it again, coming back into a high lunge. Arms reach overhead on the inhale. As you exhale, hands come down behind your back, interlace the fingers, and reach them away. So let the chest lift open. And even lift the hands off the thighs, reaching energetically behind you with the interlace of the fingers. If you want to take this further, option to lean forward and carefully start to lift off the back toes, coming into a warrior three with the eagle or with the clasp. Keep the gaze down, keep the gaze relaxed so you're not straining the neck. And then from here, we're all going to meet with feet together, forward fold. Bending over the legs, releasing the head. From here, bend through the right, straighten through the right leg, bend the left, and start to open up to your right. Keeping the hands clasped here, just stretch a little differently into the shoulder. Oh my goodness, feels so good, I'm so tight. Good, and release the hands, stepping back to meet in downward facing dog. Again, taking a vinyasa if you'd like here. And when we're ready, we're going to inhale, left leg high, exhale it through, doing that on the opposite side. So inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands down, interlace the fingers the opposite way, so the awkward way. Opposite thumb is on top. Reach the hands away, maybe lift them off to feel a nice stretch through the chest and upper back, upper shoulders. From here, you can take it deeper if you want, or stay in the lunge. Your choice. If you want to make it a little bit more of a challenge, bring the gaze down and start to pivot into warrior three with the arms clasped. Stay with your breath. Remember your mantra, I am enough. Bringing the right foot to meet the left, wherever you are. Keeping the clasp, fold over the center first. And then straighten the left leg. Right knee bends, turn the chest over to your left. Flashing you guys. This shirt is for yoga, but it's not very nice for yoga. It always floats up. Oh. And release back to center. From here, we're going to step back, meeting in downward facing dog. We got one more variation on those lunges. We're going to inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bringing it through. This time you are going to lower the knee down. So fold the mat over if you want a little extra cushion for the knee, and then walk up into your low lunge. We're going to do the clasp with the hands again, but this time we're going to bring them over to our right hip. So we have the right knee forward, clasp with the hands over to the right, and then we're going to lean over, letting the head go over to the right. So just feel a nice stretch through the left shoulder, the left side of the neck, even through the hip flexor. I'm feeling a nice stretch through the front of the leg. Deep breaths here. And release. Nice job. From here, untuck the toes, and we're going to switch back to downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. Inhale the next round. We're going to bring the right leg up. Exhaling it through. Oh, sorry. Other side. Left leg high. Exhaling it through. We're going to bring the right knee down. This time on the cushioning, if you like, folding over the right side of the mat. Inhale, walk the hands up. Get your lunge in place. And then from there, we're going to clasp, again, the awkward way. Lengthen the arms away, and then bringing them over to the left hip, the side of the waist. From here, this is enough for you. You can stay upright, or if you're ready, you can start to let the left ear come towards the shoulder, adding a little bit of a neck stretch to that shoulder stretch. Tucking the tailbone under a little bit to deepen into the hip flexor. Feels lovely. And release that clasp. From here, get the mat untucked, unfold the mat. From downward facing dog, I'm going to take a couple breaths there to reset. Again, bring your gaze. Always pay attention. Are you looking at your hands in down dog? If so, that's going to add some strain on your neck. Make sure the gaze is back at your feet or your hands. I'm sorry, your feet or your knees. From here, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bringing it through in between the hands. Spiraling left heel down. Inhale, arms open wide, coming into warrior two. We're going to change this up a little bit though. We're going to bring the right hand underneath the left, taking eagle arms, bringing the hands together, or simply hugging the shoulders if that's too much for you. If you can, bring the hands together, elbows reach away and slightly up. So get a nice stretch through the upper back. Keeping the lunge in the legs to open up through the hips. You can play here with kind of reaching the hands up, gaze up slightly, and then exhale, tucking in here as well if you'd like. Or just holding statically with the elbows reaching away. And release. We're going to stay here and just pivot the toes. So right toes turn in, left toes turn out. Exhaling into warrior two on the left side. So get your position. We'll start to let the hips settle. And then exhale, left arm underneath the right, hugging the shoulders, or if you want to take it deeper, bringing the hands together. Keep letting the hips settle as the elbows reach away and gently up. Beautiful job, you guys. Take another couple deep breaths here to really open up through those shoulders. Inhale, the arms open. And this time we're going to pivot, coming into the front of the mat. So arms reach overhead. Exhale, folding over, lengthening through the spine, letting the head go, gazing at the knees. From here, we're going to simply span through the knees, sitting up on the heels, and then with control, using the core, we're going to slowly, as gracefully as we can, come onto our bum. From here, we're going to bring the hands behind the hips. So if you measure from your tailbone, one palm's distance, that's where you're going to bring your hands behind you, and slightly maybe a little bit wider than shoulder distance. From here, feet hips distance, we're going to press through the heels, press through the feet, and coming up into reverse table. So hips lift, keep the gaze at your knees to start, and then tuck your chin in. If it feels good for you, you're going to start to let the head carefully come back, opening up through the throat and the shoulders, holding here.
Keep engaging the glutes to keep the hips lifted. We got 2 more breaths. Again, activating the muscles around the shoulder can help release that tension. And exhale, release the glutes to the floor. You can take that again, or if you want to take a slightly different variation, might be a little bit more challenging. If you're up for it, we're going to extend the legs long, toes pointed forward, and from here we're going to lift the hips up. So bringing the feet towards the floor, and again, tuck the chin in and let the head fall back carefully if that feels good. Hips stay lifted. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Release the hips down onto the mat. Beautiful job, you guys. Just to release that, we're gonna change it up. We're gonna come forward. So nice big diamond shape with the legs. Don't even have the heels in close. Here we're just looking to fold forward. So let the head go. You can stack the fists to support the neck. The head, the weight of the head, or use a block here. But just start to really release the back of the head. Folding in. Deep breaths here. Come back to your intention. Come back to your breath. And from here, gently release. We're going to bring the legs to the side and coming onto our bellies. So we're going to do a shoulder twist on the belly. So come all the way down, lowering down, and we're going to bring the right arm out to the side. So at the same height as your shoulder. So fingertips reach away. My left hand is on the floor. We're going to lift my left foot up and start to roll over onto the right arm and plant the foot onto the mat. And you can kind of walk those fingers away a little bit more if you want to create a bit more space on the right side. And my left hand here is for support. You can gently push a little bit more into that right shoulder for deeper stretch, or you can just take it off a little bit and take some pressure into the left hand. So you can pick what you need for your body. But the head's on the floor, just relaxing. No need to force anything here. Breathe into the shoulder. And releasing here, we're going to let the left leg come back. Walk the left arm out and slowly roll back onto your belly. From here, I'm going to walk my left fingertips out, kind of creating that space already. So I'm really trying to walk them as far away as I can so that there's space as I start to pick my right foot up, rolling over onto the left one. So I'm even walking it out a little bit more here to create that space between the chest and the shoulder. Planting the right foot down, using my right hand to gently maybe push a little deeper into the stretch or take some of the pressure off. And gently release the stretch, bringing the foot back in, rolling onto the belly, coming up, and we're going to flip onto our back. So just walking forward, come onto the back by rolling down through your side if you'd like. And coming into a supine twist. So we're going to bring the right knee in first, hugging it up into the shoulder. And from here, we're going to bring the hand, if you can, if you don't have a wall in your way like I do, I'm going to do goalpost arms, but if you can, extend the right arm all the way out straight, keeping the shoulder on the mat. So that's where our focus is keeping our right shoulder on the mat. And then our right knee is going to come over to the left. If it goes to the ground, awesome. If not, no worries. We don't want the right shoulder to come off to make it get down there. So just bring your left hand onto the outside of the knee or thigh, and just gently, that weight of the hand will help encourage it down. But keep that right shoulder down on the mat. Taking big breaths here. You can start closing the eyes even to help you slow down the breath, the nervous system. And bringing the knee back into the chest. Give it one more hug. And send it out long. And we're going to switch sides. Drawing the left knee in. Give it a nice hug. And extend your left arm out long, or in a goalpost if you need it, if you don't have space. And start to guide your left hip or left knee over to the right, keeping the left shoulder. So if you're tight, you might feel a stretch even here between the shoulder and the chest as you come into the twist, if you're keeping that shoulder on the mat. Just depends on where you really are tight. Big deep breaths here. And then bringing the knee back in towards the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. And we're going to show you a variation for Shavasana with the blocks. So I'm going to roll up for a second. You can stay on your mat if you have them handy. I just need to grab mine. Bringing them with me. So what we can do for Shavasana is with the chest opener. So bringing the block or pillows from your couch or wherever you have handy from your bed. And I like to make kind of a lengthwise block and then, so long ways this way and then short ways this way. So it kind of makes a T with the blocks, but it's separated a bit. And the long ways block is going to come to the base of my spine. I'm going to lay that over the block and then have the other block for my head. You can bring this longer block underneath the spine to a higher level if you want, and you want it to be in between the shoulder blades. You can do two things with the legs here, or really three things. You could do Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together, knees out wide for an inner thigh opener, or you can have the knees bent or the legs extended to stretch out through the front of the body a bit more, the hip flexors. Find what feels good for your body and start to settle in, closing the eyes, letting go of any control of the breath, taking nice deep breaths to begin. And as your body settles, start to release the control of the breath and just let your body breathe on its own. Staying aware, but really quiet and resting in your internal body. Letting it absorb the benefits of the practice you just completed. Start to deepen your breath, bringing your awareness back to your breathing. And small movements coming back to the body through wiggling fingers and toes, maybe circling out the ankles and wrists. And then gently rolling over to one side, coming off of the blocks if you have them, carefully. Coming into fetal position just for a couple breaths. And using the hands to press yourself up, keeping the neck relaxed. Gently press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands at your heart and just taking a moment to really feel into a spot in your soul where you really just feel grateful for the time, acknowledging that it took time out of your day to really give yourself this practice. Thank you for joining with me and have a wonderful day. Bye, ladies.